The man you thought was finished with you is hiding a secret God will now expose. Archangel Michael says, it is not by accident you're reading this message today. It's a divine interception, a warning, and a revelation bundled into one. This is no ordinary hour. Something hidden, something long buried, is rising to the surface, and it has your name woven into it. You are being pulled into a divine unveiling that you never expected to happen this soon. The man you believed had walked away is still circling you in silence. He left behind nothing but confusion and unfinished emotion, but what he's doing now behind closed doors will shock you. There's a hidden fire, a plan, a strategy that God has been watching unfold. A page has turned, but he refused to let the story end. This man held a grudge and a longing all at once. What he's concealing is not just emotion, it's evidence, it's motive, and God is ready to bring it into light. You have moved forward, grown stronger, even wiped your tears, but heaven noticed the unfinished matters circling your spirit. There are late-night messages he drafted but never sent. There are conversations he replayed without your knowledge. Type Amen to get blessing 333. He watched you silently win battles he never thought you'd survive. He underestimated your grace. And now that you've risen, he carries something heavy, a truth that's poisoning him from the inside. God saw what he did after he claimed to be done with you. Archangel Michael says he placed eyes on your new path and tried to imitate your light, but his motives were never clean. A secret folder, a moment of betrayal, a whisper to someone who shouldn't have been involved, it's all catching up. The walls around his plans are cracking, and his circle isn't as loyal as he imagined. A friend he trusted has started to regret what they helped him cover up. You're being pulled into this not to suffer, but to witness the justice of divine order. He's been pretending you don't exist, but your name is showing up in his decisions. He tried to silence your memory, yet you've become the haunting sound that echoes in every silence he finds himself trapped in. But what's hidden can't stay buried forever, not when God has decided it's time. Type Amen to get blessing 821. He kept something, a picture, a letter, a voice recording that proves he wasn't finished with you. That proof is about to reach someone unexpected. The very thing he tried to suppress is now the very seed that will grow into his undoing. He thought time would dissolve your presence. He didn't know heaven had other plans. Archangel Michael says, the exposure will come from a direction he never calculated. A woman close to him has started asking questions. She sees the shadows in his truth. She sees the way he tenses when your name is mentioned. She stumbled upon a name in his documents, a moment that shouldn't have survived, but it did. And God ensured it stayed. Because your truth deserves exposure, your voice deserves echo. He's not sleeping peacefully anymore. He's battling guilt that roars louder in the dark. The decisions he made, the alliances he formed, each one will rise to the surface. Type Amen to get blessing 547. This secret is connected to something valuable, a property, a name, a family tie, or a transaction that was made in your absence. He thought you would never find out. But the paper trail is awakening. Someone is coming forward with details. Someone who overheard a conversation, who held on to a recording, who remembered the date he said he erased. But heaven preserved the evidence. He thought walking away meant he could erase accountability. But God doesn't allow unrepented acts to rot forever. They become roots of consequence. This man is caught in a net of his own weaving. The lies he used to mask his motive are starting to choke his breath. The truth is heavy, and the moment he tried to ignore it, it started to shout louder. He's haunted not just by what he did, but by who he became after he left. There's regret. But there's also manipulation. He's holding on to something you deserve to know. Type Amen to get blessing 929. The people he once celebrated with are now distancing themselves. Whispers about his past behavior are starting to leak. And among those whispers, your name has become the storm. You trusted him once, with pieces of your vulnerability. He handled them with charm, then used silence as a weapon. But heaven heard every unspoken cry you whispered in the quiet. God never forgot how he left things unresolved. Archangel Michael says this exposure is not meant to harm you, but to free you. Because your name has been tied to energies that weren't your burden. What was once kept in the dark is being forced into light. The old emails, the voice notes, the misplaced files, all are forming a trail straight to truth. And this truth has God's timing stamped upon it. Don't be surprised when you receive contact from someone unexpected. A woman. A relative. A former colleague. Someone who realized they were used as part of a web against you. Type Amen to get blessing 414. This man is trying to stop what's already begun. He senses it in his body, a restlessness, a fear, a constant checking of his phone. He feels the unraveling but doesn't know where it will hit first. You are being protected in silence. Guided quietly. Elevated even while you sleep. The trap set for you is becoming his own undoing. You once waited for an apology that never came. Now, the truth will apologize on his behalf, in ways that will shock even your deepest intuition. You don't need closure from him, because exposure is the new closure. He is not just afraid of losing your memory, he's afraid of others finding out how much he tried to bury. Because if they find out, everything he built will crumble. And you will rise higher than even he ever imagined. Type Amen to get blessing 111. There's a woman who recently asked him a simple question. That question made him panic. Because it came too close to the very thing he wanted hidden. He answered vaguely, but her intuition caught the shake in his voice. She's watching now. Investigating. Reading between his silences. She will be the unexpected voice that unlocks the gate. And when she does, it won't just affect him, it'll trigger a domino effect on others who were part of the secret. There are receipts. Dated. Signed. Proof that contradicts what he's been saying. It's only a matter of time before it lands in your hands. And when it does, you won't be shaken. You'll be ready. Because God has been preparing your spirit for this day. Type Amen to get blessing 639. Archangel Michael says the truth you're about to receive will not harm you, it will cleanse you. You'll finally breathe in a space where no lie holds your name hostage. A storm is coming, but this time you'll watch it from shelter. A revelation is unfolding, and this time, you'll hear it from a seat of peace. No more second-guessing yourself. This is divine justice. And you are on the side of heaven. The man you thought was finished with you was never done. He just hoped you wouldn't discover the seed he planted behind your back. Now that seed has grown into a tree, and that tree bears the fruit of consequence. Type Amen to get blessing 505. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The weight of his actions is finally crashing down on him. He underestimated how far light would stretch into the places he tried to keep dark. He never thought you'd rise high enough to see what he buried behind your back. But the season of silence is ending. What was concealed is now roaring for freedom. This exposure is not revenge, it's revelation. You were loyal even when confused. You held your pain quietly and let go with grace. But heaven recorded every act of injustice, and now the time has come for restoration. A spiritual court has been in session on your behalf. Decisions were made in the unseen realm to balance what was stolen emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You are not a victim anymore, you are the witness of divine justice. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The person who is about to tell you what he did is not doing it out of sympathy, they are doing it because they can't carry the guilt anymore. They overheard things. They saw documents. They remember the laugh he gave when he thought he had the upper hand. There's more, photos you didn't know existed. Screenshots sent in secret. Agreements made behind your back. Things done with your name while you healed, unaware. He tried to secure something using your emotional history as leverage. But the transaction he thought went unnoticed has been flagged. The paper trail is circling back like a divine boomerang. You are not stepping into this as the same person who once waited for his love. You're arriving with discernment sharpened by suffering. You're no longer seeking validation, you're standing in spiritual authority. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Archangel Michael says he tried to cast doubt on your character in subtle ways. Twisting stories. Rewriting memories. Planting seeds of mistrust in others so they wouldn't believe your version of events. But truth is a warrior. And warriors always rise in battle. Every lie he crafted is being unraveled by the very people he tried to deceive. There's a woman who was used as a pawn. She thought she was special, he made her feel chosen. But now she sees the similarities, the repeated patterns, the recycled charm. She will reach out, not just to clear her name, but to reveal what he confessed to her during their most vulnerable moments. Her pain will connect with your truth and create the bridge to final revelation. Type Amen to get blessing 888. You'll feel mixed emotions at first, shock, betrayal, disbelief. But then something deeper will awaken. A calm knowing that you weren't wrong to feel something was unfinished. He lied to himself thinking he had control. But God let him walk far enough into the lie so that when the fall came, it would be undeniable. His guilt is now eating his relationships. He can't fake his peace anymore. Even his closest companions notice the weight he tries to hide. People are asking questions about you. Strangers, mutual friends, even family. They're wondering why your name is always at the edge of his discomfort. He's sweating not from the heat, but from the boiling truth catching up with him. He knows that once it's exposed, he can't spin the story anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 444. You are not here to get revenge. You are here to receive the truth. And when it arrives, it will break every last chain he tried to keep around your energy. Archangel Michael says God waited for the right moment, because exposure without preparation would have crushed you. But now, you've grown into the version of you that won't just survive it, but transform through it. The man you thought was finished with you left thinking the chapter was closed. He didn't know you were the author. And now you're picking up the pen with power. He can't hide behind silence anymore. Too many eyes are watching him now. Too many people are comparing timelines, revisiting past events, and seeing what doesn't add up. The whisper has become a shout. The secret has become a siren. Type Amen to get blessing 909. There was something sacred he mishandled, your trust, your spirit, your presence. He took your love for granted, and now it echoes like a loss he can't reclaim. He still checks your updates. Still wonders if you found out. Still dreads the moment your eyes meet someone holding the truth. You are rising, not because he failed you, but because God lifted you. And now, that lifting is exposing what tried to weigh you down. There is paperwork coming into visibility. Someone is preparing to forward it. They've been quiet long enough, but a conviction has pressed them to act. An address, a signature, a date that was manipulated. You were involved without permission. But that ends now. Type Amen to get blessing 363. He thought nobody would find out. He told people you were dramatic, unstable, emotional. But soon those very people will apologize for believing him. Because the truth is louder than slander when God decides to speak. And this time, the truth will roar. Your name will be spoken in rooms where it was once buried in gossip. But now, it will rise with honor. God is bringing your reputation into correction. The damage done is being reversed. The shame he tried to throw on you is returning to him. He will feel the full weight of what it means to mishandle favor. You are about to be restored in front of those who doubted you. Elevated in front of those who dismissed you. Vindicated in the presence of those who misjudged you. Type Amen to get blessing 606. This man didn't just hold on to your secrets, he stored them like weapons. And now, they're turning into arrows that point straight back to his own falsehood. The people who stood by him out of loyalty are realizing they stood on sand. And the foundation is cracking. You are not the same soul he thought he left behind. You have been transformed in private. Empowered by pain. Sharpened by waiting. Now the stage is set. And truth will walk in like a witness with undeniable proof. Prepare for the moment your name is cleared. Prepare for the call that confirms everything your heart suspected. This is not coincidence, it's orchestration. This is not revenge, it's divine recall. Type Amen to get blessing 717. God is not just exposing what he did, he's using it to promote you. What was meant to destroy your spirit will now elevate your position. You will be honored for surviving what was designed to silence you. You will be celebrated for holding your dignity when you were treated with disregard. You never had to fight dirty. You just stayed true. And that truth has become your greatest defense. Archangel Michael says your hands are clean. That's why this justice will come with blessings attached. Let him squirm. Let him deny. Let him scramble. Because the more he resists, the louder the exposure becomes. Type Amen to get blessing 848. Your restoration is not coming quietly, it's coming with proof, applause, and elevation. The same way he tried to hide you, God will now display you. He said he was done. But his actions said otherwise. And now, his secrets are rising. He didn't expect you to heal. He didn't expect you to rise in silence, in grace, in dignity. He thought your pain would trap you forever while he walked away pretending his hands were clean. But God never sleeps on injustice. And your healing became the signal that heaven needed. The process of your restoration activated the unraveling of every lie told in your absence. There's someone, yes, someone close to him, who has already made a decision to come forward. They've seen what he's hiding. They've watched the guilt fester into anxiety. He tried to erase your presence from his story, but your spirit is too loud to be erased. Your name lingers, your energy haunts, and now his own circle is starting to talk. Type Amen to get blessing 383. Screenshots are being reread. Conversations are being replayed in someone's head. They are putting the pieces together and realizing, you were never the villain. You were painted in a way to protect his image. He twisted the narrative to make himself appear blameless. But the disguise is melting. God is stirring hearts. The hearts of those who once remained silent are growing heavy. They can't carry the secret anymore. The guilt of protecting a lie is starting to eat at those who supported him. And very soon, the truth will pour out like a flood with no one able to stop it. Archangel Michael says the sword of divine justice is already drawn. Type Amen to get blessing 224. There's an email thread that was never deleted. A message he meant to forward but accidentally saved. A mistake he thought was minor is about to become the very thing that exposes the whole timeline. He once held your emotions in the palm of his hand, but now those same emotions are no longer bound. You've reclaimed your voice, and that voice is being amplified by divine truth. He will be stunned when he learns how much you already know. The woman he thought was fragile is now fortified. The version of you he manipulated is long gone. He spoke of you with smugness. He bragged in places you'd never walk into. But those same places are now being stirred by spiritual conviction. There's a shift in his energy. People can feel it. His charm isn't working anymore. His secrets are slipping through the cracks. Type Amen to get blessing 919. He is afraid, not of you, but of exposure. Afraid of what people will say once they realize the truth. Afraid of losing the image he fought so hard to fake. He's no longer in control of the story. God is taking the pen now. The rewriting has begun. A contact you haven't spoken to in a long time will send you something unexpected. It will carry details you had no access to before. It will confirm what your spirit already sensed but had no proof of. You'll feel a wave of emotions, but you'll also feel a strange relief. The puzzle is finally forming into something that makes sense. You weren't crazy. You weren't wrong. Everything is aligning for you to finally walk free, completely, wholly, divinely. Type Amen to get blessing 787. A celebration is coming, but it will not be his. What he thought he'd gain through deception is turning into loss. The blessings he tried to block from you are circling back with tenfold force. Archangel Michael says, your name is being redeemed. Not just in silence, but in front of those who doubted, mocked, or judged you. There is a voice being raised on your behalf. Someone is going to speak boldly. They were once afraid of him, but no longer. The truth in them is louder than their fear. You are not stepping into this exposure to attack, you're stepping into it to release. Because carrying the weight of that silence was never your burden. And when the truth finally reaches your ears, it will echo through every corner of your soul. You will sleep deeper, smile stronger, and finally let go fully. Type Amen to get blessing 444. There is a spiritual spotlight shining now on the places he tried to keep hidden. He tried to make it seem like he forgot you, but he can't sleep without you invading his thoughts. His lies are unraveling not just spiritually but legally. There's a signature under scrutiny. A detail being reviewed. And when it gets discovered, it will trigger a chain reaction. He may try to run, may try to delete, may try to shift blame, but it will be too late. Divine timing is never delayed. God is not only revealing the truth to you, but also to people who have influence. Doors that were once closed because of false perceptions are swinging open in your favor. Your name will be removed from false records and written into divine restoration. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You will watch him spiral in the confusion he once caused you. But you won't feel bitterness. You'll feel release. Because the truth will no longer be your enemy, it will be your ally. He was never finished with you. He just hoped the damage done would be enough to silence your journey. But he miscalculated the favor of God. He didn't know your light was fireproof. He didn't know the pain would only refine your spirit. He didn't know your name was written in a higher place than his lies could ever reach. He didn't know heaven had a memory longer than his manipulation. Type Amen to get blessing 616. You're not just walking away healed. You're walking away honored. And heaven will make sure you receive what was once stolen: peace, clarity, reputation, and even opportunities. Let the truth rise now. Let the secrets break their silence. Let the weight shift. Because this time, you're not the one carrying it. God is exposing what was done in the dark, not to destroy, but to deliver. And you, chosen one, are finally stepping into your freedom. You've been walking through your life thinking that chapter was closed, but the ink is still wet. His hands are stained with the things he never told anyone. But now, even the silence is speaking against him. He told people you were the problem. He disguised his bitterness as peace. But God saw through every word, every fake apology, every false calm. You didn't lose your way, you were being rerouted. You didn't lose the relationship, you escaped the trap. And now, all of heaven is turning to show you just how protected you truly were. The man you once loved, the one you trusted, has a mirror in front of him now. Not a physical one, but a spiritual mirror. And in it, he sees the truth he thought he buried. Type Amen to get blessing 373. His heart is heavy. Not with love, but with fear. Fear that the truth will reach the one person he couldn't manipulate, you. He deleted messages, tried to clean the trail, tried to silence people. But what God preserves, no hand can destroy. There are backups. There are witnesses. There are undeniable timestamps. He's realizing that what he did in private is not going to stay there. His secrets are no longer loyal. Even his own technology is turning against him. That phone he once used to control stories, it now holds the files that will break him. The audio he forgot to delete. The screenshot he saved for, just in case. Now, it's all coming into play. Archangel Michael says, your name was never meant to be dragged through shadows. Now it rises through fire. Type Amen to get blessing 991. He may cry for sympathy. He may act like a victim. But deep down, he knows, he's the author of his own destruction. This exposure is not to destroy his life. It's to free you from every lie that kept your spirit tangled. What once held you emotionally hostage will now bow before your clarity. You're going to hear a truth so detailed, it will be impossible to deny. You'll be handed information that matches your intuition. And you'll know, it was never paranoia. It was discernment. He called you crazy for seeing things. But now those very things are unfolding without your effort. He said he moved on, but he never let go. He just pretended long enough for others to believe him. But now, even those people are second-guessing him. Type Amen to get blessing 585. This is not just a season of truth, it's a season of reward. Every tear, every night you wondered why, every moment you blamed yourself, it's all turning into a divine upgrade. The universe has already started shifting. You've probably noticed things falling away, people distancing, energies changing. That's because the veil is thinning. You're not imagining the shift. You're witnessing justice. And this time, you won't have to beg for it, it's arriving as your inheritance. The conversations happening behind your back now are different. They're not mocking you anymore, they're defending you. The same mouths that spoke lies are now falling silent in shame. Because the truth they laughed at is now undeniable. The woman they doubted is now rising in undeniable light. Type Amen to get blessing 404. There's a document you never saw. A record he never wanted you to access. A trail that proves you were involved in something you never agreed to. Someone who works in that office, that system, that circle, is about to reach out. They've seen the discrepancy. They've seen the misuse. And now, they can no longer stay silent. You were almost manipulated into loss. But God placed a block at the final second. You didn't know it, but angels intervened where your eyes couldn't see. The delay you thought was a curse was actually a barrier of protection. Now, the reason behind that delay will be revealed. And with it, will come names, timestamps, and confessions. Archangel Michael says the exposure won't just bring truth, it'll bring release from everything you unknowingly carried. Type Amen to get blessing 282. He's going to try to come back, not with honesty, but with confusion. He'll play victim. He'll pretend he wants peace. But you'll know better. You'll feel the difference in his energy. You'll see right through the false tears. Because once you know the full truth, you will never again shrink for the sake of peace. You'll stand in clarity. You'll move in power. You'll finally see that his presence was a distraction dressed as a destiny. And now that the disguise is torn, you are walking away, not in sorrow, but in freedom. The people who once listened to his version of the story are now reading the real script. And in it, you are the survivor, the truth holder, the one God never abandoned. Type Amen to get blessing 808. You were always meant to rise from this. You were never broken, you were being broken open. So that the truth could finally breathe. So that the lie could finally collapse. So that your destiny could finally be seen without the fog of manipulation. You are being celebrated in heaven right now. Not just for surviving, but for never stooping to his level. Let the exposure happen. Let the secrets unfold. Let every hidden detail come to light. Because what's coming next is not sorrow, it's reward. You didn't chase truth. It found you. You didn't beg for justice. It chose you. You didn't fight for revenge. You waited for revelation. And now, it has arrived.